Good morning from Count Station Honey Farm. This is Regina, and I haven't been able to be with you guys for a week or so because I've been feeling kind of bad, but I'm back, and today I wanted to show you how to bake a box cake and make it taste just exactly like something you did from scratch. Now, I myself, as for a lot of cakes, I'm not one who makes just straight vanilla with chocolate icing or whatever. But if I'm making a birthday cake or a wedding cake or something like that, we do want for the cake to taste really very good, but to be able to handle the decoration. Whenever I finish this, these cakes that I'm making today are for my daughter because she is the decorator for Brandenburg Cakes, Sabrina Brandenburg, and she has some beautiful cakes. So I'm going to try to do, if I can get it to work, a sideshow of her cakes. But she needed to make a wedding cake for this weekend, and she just makes such beautiful cakes. So I'm going to show you how to make your cake for your birthday or anniversary take and taste just like you made it all from scratch. And you really did change it a lot. So first of all, she needed 2 cake mixes made. So we have got just plain strawberry cake mixes. Put it in the bowl. Now, what you're going to do is instead of the oil, you're going to use butter. So where the package said to use, see there's their package, you can make substitutes. So it had a half a cup of oil for 1 box. I've got 2 boxes in here, so I used a cup of butter. So we're going to put that in there. Okay. Now we're just going to get that started beating. Now, for anything that you have, milk always makes things taste richer than water will. So what we're going to do, the cake mix, 1 cake mix called for 1 cup of water. Well, since I got 2 cake mixes in there, I'm going to substitute for 2 cups of milk. There. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you have to add your eggs. Now, this has 2 boxes, as you know. So what we're going to have to do, the package called for 3 eggs. So we're going to put 6 eggs where we're doubling it. So, and of course, these are the eggs that we raise at home. And that's going to be a little bit richer too. So I usually add 2 at a time. And then let that get mixed. Then add 2 more. All right. You have all the ingredients in there. Now you don't want to heat your cake mix or your icing on high because you don't want to instill a lot of air in it. The main reason you don't want to is because if you're decorating a cake, you want to make sure that it's going to be dense enough to hold that icing or fondant or whatever you're going to put on there. So, and since she's going to do I think she said a 4-tier, then we've got to have a nice dense cake. Now, I want to show you, she wanted this layers of the cake. She needed 3 of the 8-inch. Now, I just have my Wilton 8-inch pan that I always use, and I take vegetable oil spray. I think this one was a great value, you know. So just spray your pan, sides and bottom good, and I cut some parchment paper rounds, and I'm simply going to land that in the bottom. and then spray the top of that. Good. That will make your cake come out easily. So, now we're going to take and go around here and make sure our cake is blended well enough. And it is. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this batter and we're going to pour it into 3 pans. Now, before we do that, I want you to realize that the box says that you're going to bake at 350, but do not bake at 350. Bake at 325. Now, have your oven preheated already before you put your cakes in, and make sure that you put all 3 on the center rack, and then set it for, I first set mine for what the box says, the 8-inch rounds is going to be about 34 to 38 minutes. I'm going to set it at 34. And then I'm going to, after that, I'll show you how to test it with a toothpick, and that way you can take and make sure that your cake is just the way, just the cooking, so it won't burn or get dry on you. So, we're going to put these in our pans. That's a pretty color in the red, isn't it? Now if you want to be a stickler with things, which I'm not, so there we go. You want to get it as close as possible to the same amount in each pan, of batter in each pan. A lot of people weigh them, not me, because I'm not going to do all of that. Bruce, would you like to weigh these for me? No? Okay. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put them in each pan. For a second. Now this is a trick that Mom always taught me. She said whenever you get ready to make your cake, rip that off there, to bound your cake 1 or 2 times. That way it flattens it out and gets into the edges of the pan, and it will also take some of the air out of it. So we're going to put these on a 325 oven, and first we're going to start out at 34 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to test those. Okay, now I need to test our cakes, and remember I had talked to you about testing them with a toothpick. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach in. They look very pretty. Now, when you can instill your toothpick or your skewer in and get nothing on, no batter on your skewer, then this cake is done. So we're going to do it in this one. That one's done. Now this one I think we can use about 3 or 4 more minutes in. I'll put it for 4. Now we're going to let our cakes set over. We're going to put them on our cooling rack, and we're just going to let them set for 10 minutes before we try to remove them from the pan. And we'll get back to that in a second. Hi, just back for a few minutes. I wanted to show you the cakes after they were baked. I let them set in the pan for 10 minutes, and then I removed them out on the rack so they would cool thoroughly. Now, Sabrina will be coming up, and of course I'm going to make another layer of white and another layer of chocolate, bigger. But I want you all to see how they're icinged and how they're actually put together. So this is Regina from Count Station Honey Farm, and see you later.